Give me a second, you guys. I don't know why, but it's not showing me on my TV, so I can't see what's going on yet. I don't know if there's anybody in here. Oh, here we go. Hello? Anybody in here yet? Who do we got? Hey, Jeff, how are you? Mr. Miss West Texas, how we doing tonight? Appreciate you coming by. Appreciate you coming by. So we got some pay dirt. We're going to be looking for some gold. We got us a bag of pay dirt here from T.O., the troubled one. And it comes with the extras. Of course, the plastic scrotum, balls, and the toe. The toe, T.O.'s pretty known for his toe thing, so there it is. I appreciate the bag, T.O. It's a nice cloth bag, too. It's pretty sick. We're going to give it a second and start cracking into this thing until we get a couple more people in here. How is everybody today? How was work? I know it's late in Texas. It's 2 hours past now, so. Jeff, how are you doing tonight, man? I'm not looking at my phone, so I can't see anything until it shows up on my TV across the room here. So you guys got to say something. Awesome. Awesome. I got a really, really sick pickup off of Whatnot the other day. It's a 1923 MS-67 Peace Dollar, I think. 64. Big difference between a 67 and a 64. But pretty sick pickup. You can't really see it because of the glare. Rained early. It didn't rain at all here today. It was probably about 82, 83 degrees, which is pretty warm for our area. You could definitely feel the difference when you walk from outside. And FG, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. Dude, that is a horrible night. $10 on 5 runs. That is pretty crap. That's $2. That you can pay for your gas almost. Depending on how far you went, that doesn't pay for your gas. So yeah, we've got a bag of TO paydirt here, FG. That we're gonna be looking for some gold in. Just waiting for a few people to show up so we can do it all at one time instead of doing it and having people catch me halfway in. It's not a super big bag. I think it probably weighs about, I don't know, 12 ounces, maybe a pound. Doesn't feel very heavy. But he did say it was a half gram guaranteed. Jason Otto, welcome in. I appreciate you stopping by for your first time. Thank you. So I do coins, but when I go live, most of the time I'm panning paydirts, and I'm trying to find gold in them. And I do find gold. There's never a time where I'm skunked. It's just a matter of how good my skills are when it comes to panning and how much gold I recover on the first run, because I do everything 2 times just to make sure I get it all. Sometimes 3, depending on how hard the dirt is. But I appreciate you coming by for the first time. That's awesome. There is gold in the river around his area for sure. But all along the West Coast, ultimately. I grew up in a place called Sunny Valley in Southern Oregon. I grew up ironically enough, now that I know this, I grew up on a road called Placer Road. And at the top of that road, it was a logging road, but at the top of that road, there was a placer mine, and my buddy's mom's boyfriend lived on it. It is super fun to pan paydirt, Sonata. Jay Sonata. It is super fun, and we're gonna do that. Vegas, what's going on? We're gonna do that here in a minute, and we're gonna get cracking on this, and we're gonna find out how much gold we can find out of this. Now there is a half gram guaranteed in this bag. So, but with most paydirts, you hit a little more. A lot of paydirts you hit a little more. I'm still waiting for that particular paydirt, but we'll get there one day. Yeah, FG, there is a town 30 minutes from where I live called Gold Bar. There's 4 mines out there. Active claims. Sonota, sorry. Gold Hill. Yeah, gold's all around here. Oregon especially. All right, so let's get to classifying. So let's classify this and see what we've got. We'll open her up. And that's what she looks like up front. Hi, April. I'm going to need to turn the light on. There we go. That's much better. So let's go ahead and classify it, see what we got. Looks like we've got a bunch of bigger rocks. "3D Woodworks," welcome in. We'll rinse that out here in a little bit. There are quite a bit of gemstones in here. Cool rocks, that's pretty sick. My daughter's gonna love that. Also back here. Looks like a glass bead. There's some pretty cool crystals. And some really nice rods. My daughter's gonna love these. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and move some stuff around here. We'll wash those here soon enough, but not right now. And that is a sick bag. When I'm done, I'll dry the dirt, put it in the plastic bag, and put it back in here. I think. We'll just find a place to display it. Who knows? But we'll set it off to the side for right now. Let's classify it down a little more. We'll do it a little bit at a time so it doesn't get super heavy. AAA, welcome in. Goomba, what's going on? Tonight we are panning a bag of T.O.'s paydirt that you sent me last week, and I got it earlier this week. Well, let's see here. I got it yesterday with a bunch of other stuff. And right now we're just classifying the second run. Well, really the first run. The bigs are all there what they are. Yeah, I thought so. Pretty sure it's the gold. Unless that's... That's some crystalline gold right there. Anyways, I pretty much pick it up with my fingers. So it's a picker. I just don't know if it's going to float away with a lot of the sand or dirt. It looks like it will, so I'll have to be a little careful panning this stuff tonight. Right now I'm getting the last few little rocks out of the screen here. Okay, so it's clean. Let's set that off to the side real quick. All right, we're ready to start washing some rocks. See where that lands us. So we're going to do a little bit of time and start washing some rocks. See if we can't find some shiny. Let's do this. I thank everybody for stopping by. I appreciate all of you. I hope everybody had an okay day today. That is a really shiny rock. I'm going to keep an eye out for silver in this mix too. Now, I've never panned for silver, so I don't even know how it acts, but I'm sure it's going to act similar. Not completely, but kind of like gold, I guess, in that sense. I'm not sure. So we're going to explore that together today if we come across it. It'll be a first time you, first time me type of situation. Being super careful. I think I'm probably being a little too cautious, but better safe than sorry. I'd rather catch most of it on the first run instead of pan through it really quick and not get the half gram at least that I'm guaranteed. That would be just stupid and a waste of time in my opinion. Vegas, thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate you. I ain't spilling anything. I do see some gold though. And it's not bad gold, it's pretty chunky actually. I mean, you guys see what I see right there, don't you? See that honker right there? You know, that's one thing I love about panning for gold, you guys, is you're looking at dirt and rocks 1 second and one good swoop, and that's what you see. Just a chunk of gold sitting there waiting for you to grab it. But we're going to finish panning this back. Because that right there is gold as well. Look at that. Not bad for the first pan, huh? Thanks, brother. I appreciate you. Not bad for a first pan. I will take that all day long. Now, one of these is so big I can't pull it up the snuffer bottle. Look at that. That's pretty cool. That sound. All pickers. So not bad. Not bad. I can't wait to see that bad boy, Brody. I'm super excited and stoked. So this gold I can actually just pull out with my fingers. So we're just going to do that. I mean, I hate to show off my snuffer bottle skills to you guys and show you how good I am with it, but this stuff I can just pick up with my fingers. So we're just going to do it that way because it's easier. And gold is beautiful, isn't it? Alright, pan this back one more time, see if there's anything I missed. I don't see any gold. I'm still keeping my eye out for silver because I don't know how it acts or anything. So, excuse me. This, however, this part's been pretty clean, so the water hasn't been very dirty. So as you see, the stuff that I'm panning out into is super clean still. Which means it's just a lot of it would be considered, I guess, because there's not much dirt. It's more like added material, which is I'm fine with because all these small little gemstones, my daughter loves this stuff. A couple of big honker pieces of quartz. Um, 2 weekends from now, I had some free time and I was thinking about going out to Gold Bar and hitting a couple of creeks out there. There is a river over by where my buddy lives in Granite Falls here by a mine that I've gone to as well and pulled some shiny out. But I don't have the footage or anything because I didn't think about recording any of that stuff. I was just out there with the sluice box by myself, no tripod, just doing my thing, phone in my pocket. Emperor Wayne, what's going on? Give me a second here. There you go. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention to chat. I've just been panning for gold. But I will look up a little more often and see where we're at. See if we can't find some shiny in this mix right here. And if I'm not mistaken, you guys see that? Those are pretty decent pieces. I'll just pick those ones up like the other ones. Well, I don't know if I'm in the zone or if it was just my lucky day. You know, maybe I got that big extra bag that everybody else gets. It's finally my turn. Who knows? But that's not bad so far. I can't complain about that at all. Just pan the last little bit here. See if we can't find some more. And that's been pretty awesome. Those aren't flakes, bro. Those are pickers. If you can pick them up with your fingers, it's called a picker. And they actually have substantial weight to them for what they are. So this is a guaranteed half-gram bag. And I'm sure that with the bigger pieces that I have recovered already, that we're at least half of the goal, if not more. Because those pieces probably total might weigh a half-gram themselves. But so far, success in my opinion. Emperor Wayne, do you have any experience panning? Did you ride out there and do that? It's just a lot of work if you're in the wrong area. I think processing the sands, if that's what you're talking about, 3D, I think processing those sands will be better when we're sluicing on the beach or when you're sluicing on the beach. Because the cons bringing back will make it worth it because it's the cons you're bringing back. So the color you'll show will be a lot better. Whew. Wait a second, arm's cramping a little bit. Oh. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I can see that. Here, let's get some more of that. Some more of those rocks out of the way real quick. Oh, no problem. And I wasn't meaning to be rude at all. By any means, Emperor Lane. I think it's cool you stopped by. I think it's cool Vegas stopped by. I'm glad all you guys are here. I appreciate all you for stopping by. Doing this live and you guys watching is it makes it that much easier because we discover this shit together, or this stuff together, I should say. Sorry for my language. We're gonna get some shiny here in a second. I already saw it. I'm just waiting for some of these rocks to move out of the way, but we're not gonna do that now. We're just gonna do it like this. Excuse me. And that guy out of the way. All right. I believe that is a diamond. Or yeah, I believe that is a diamond. A raw diamond. But I believe that's a diamond. And the name of it starts with an H. I don't know the name of. I know it starts with an H. I don't know the whole word, like Helselvik something. Maybe 3D or AAA can help me with that. The name of that diamond. I don't know the name of it. But there we are. There's some shiny right there. And pickers again, so two pieces. That is a long piece of silver. There's some silver right there. Herkimer. There it is. Herkimer diamond. So there's some silver. I'm going to give me a second. Break out the sluice fox. Is that silver? Okay, so I'm not sure if that's silver or crystalline gold. It looks like crystalline gold, but we're going to put it in the same gold snuffer instead of separating it. And then when I dump the snuffer, we'll look at everything and see what the difference is between the metals. I was thinking about separating them when I found silver, and if that was truly silver, it'll be fine sitting in the gold snuffer bottle for a second. So that was not a bad classification. That was pretty solid right there. Oh, and you know, there's a possibility there's silver in there. I don't, I don't question it. But for the most part, what I picked up I don't see anything additional that I could have missed that's not just a rock that's super shiny, because the silver looks stringy. But I'll go through it again just to make sure. But let's start getting some more dirt going here. Now we're into the smaller classifications. The minus 20. We'll just call it kitchen strainer for now. And even this classification is really not super dirty. If you look at the water there, that's not really dirty at all. We'll still pour this first one, the rest of that off there, and then we'll finish it off inside this pan. So let's see if we can't find some shiny. Dude, enjoy your sandwich. Thanks for coming in, Cartier. Appreciate you, brother. And good job on that shovel. Hey, if you guys haven't gone and seen him do the shovel, he did a really good job polishing that thing up. It looks solid. Bob already got his. It looks sick. I can't wait to get mine. Sounds like it's all packaged up and ready to go, so that means it'll probably be in the mail tomorrow if time meets itself. So probably about a week out. That's awesome. Lots of black sands developing up in this corner right here. Lots of black sands. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of it in there. Yeah, lots of black sands up there. We'll see what happens. Come on, let's go. What's up, nobody? Come on. Let's get some sand. Let's get some sand moving so we can find that shiny. I know there's some shiny in here. There always is. Well, not always, but I'm hoping there will be. I see a lot of black sand, so we're getting there. Just a lot of material to move. I'll go less on the next one. Yes, I always go through my tailings a second time, minimum. But for the most part, Gary, my skills are decent enough to where I can find at least the minimum on the first run most of the time. There's only been one bag that I got that really gave me a super hard time, and that was the Culver, um, one of his, Ghost Town, his Ghost Town bag. It was like the material was super clay, right? So I just had a hard time with it the first time around, and so I just set it aside and let it dry, and it just sat there for months. And then my skills got better and better, and I tackled it again, and I found it was a half gram guaranteed bag, so I found like 0.56 out of it, and it was a bag that I won on a giveaway over on um, Miller Prospecting. But yeah, I always go through it 2 or 3 times. Everybody does. I know Bob probably does. And some people just run it one time through a sluice, and if you're set up the right way, you do that, you capture everything. I have all the components. 3D gave me all the components to make one, and I made one and it just didn't work. I don't have a pump that would work sufficiently enough for anything. I bought a pump a while ago to do some stuff with and thought it would work, but it does not move enough water. So 3D Woodworks printed me some. I can show you. Did you guys see the video? He did a video on it. But here, let me show you. Just real quick, and then we'll finish getting to the dirt. There. He printed me 4 of these. Dream Mat templates. They're super sick. And they fit inside a thing. 6 inches wide. Is it 6? No, maybe it's 4. I don't know. I gotta measure it. Because I'm gonna make something for this. I'm gonna make a channel. I got 4 of these. And find a way to get rid of the small ridge that will be there, so the flow is even. Isn't that sick? But you can make sluices out of all kinds of stuff. People do it with just the V matting and rain gutter. With enough ridges and the right angle, you're going to catch everything through that anyways. With just your standard V matting, it's been successful for years. So yeah, 6 inches wide and 6 inches long. So I'll get 24 inches out of a sluice on that, plus whatever opening I create for it as well, which in itself, if I make it the right way, um, can be something that helps start sluicing, but ultimately I really want water flow to get through there so it creates the right V through the sluice. What's going on, 3D or Broke Stacker? I'm really intimidated by all those black sands I'm seeing there, because it's a lot. Come on, baby, come on. Give me some of that shiny. Oh yeah, look at all those black sands. No problem. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, we're gonna paint it back from here. Cause come on. Let's see what we got. We're getting there, guys. Lots of black sands. Lots of dark. I'm starting to see some color. Yeah, I'm starting to see some color up. So no duh. Are you in here still? Dude, get off me. There's a mosquito in here to bother me. Dude, I can't wait to kill you. Love the tap. Love the tap. Lots of flower gold in this. So chat, do you guys fall asleep on me? Oh my, lots of flower gold. So we're gonna sleep. We're gonna we're gonna snuff up the bigger stuff first, really quick. And now let's work on the smaller stuff. how slow I go, I'm still picking up sand. So we're going to put that into a different snuffer bottle. Not lurking, huh, Stuart? All right, so how you doing, Stuart? Stuart. Now I will have to go through this another time for sure, Gary, because I think I did all right. No, I think I did all right. I'll take it. Take that as a win. Tired on a Tuesday, that sucks. There you go, Stuart. Now you can pop around on people's channels. As a matter of fact, Gary, I have the remnants of my last bag in the oven drying for a third time. Or for this will be the second time I've dried it, so I can pan it a third time just to make sure I got everything out of it. And hey Gary, I saw you do a video or a live where you were painting. Have you done any since? Gary, you still here? Okay. Did you find the half gram? That's cool. Did you find the minimum on the half gram bag? You found 0.52 on the two half gram bags. So that's total you found 0.52 for each bag or 0.52 for both? Now let's pan this back, see if we can find some more shiny. I'm assuming we're going to. Not as many black sands in that small batch that I took as on the other one, but I think that we'll be dealing with them still, just in smaller amounts, which, in my opinion, is much better to. Okay, so you found 1 gram, a little more than 1 gram for both bags. That's good. That's good. It looked like you got frustrated in the video. And don't let the bag kick your butt if that is the case. Just ride it out, put it aside, pan it later. No need in getting all worked up over something. That's good. I see a couple of smaller pieces up there. And there's going to be more flour gold in it. It's over there. It's just a couple of small pieces. What's going on, Triple A? Or none of your nonsense tonight. No shenanigans tonight. Alright. I'm good with that. And of course, like I said, we'll go through this again, but I'm happy with the results so far. We're going to do this just a little different. We are going to break out the shovel that I got from Backyard Prospecting. Now this one's got more mass than the one that I sent Cartier to make, but Cartier, the one that he made out of the silver, from what my understanding is, we'll just do 2 shovelfuls, is they weigh 1.5 grams or 1.5 ounces of silver, which means they are some honkers. Now the ones that I sent him, the templates, they weighed 15 grams a piece. So if you double that, that's 30 grams, because he needed 2 of them to make a good template. So an extra 0.5 gram for density and mass, because of how more dense silver is than what the original shovels were made out of. And he polished them up, dude. They look sick. I cannot wait to get it. Yeah, I'll have one square nose and one round nose. I'll have a spade and a flathead. Both of which that I used a lot growing up. Post hole diggers. Whew. much. Plus, they were double the weight anyway, so it added an extra quarter ounce to each one for density, which I'm fine with. I sent him all the silver he needed to make them, so I'm just glad that he made them and they're done. That's super cool. See, one of the cool things about Cartier, like you 3D, is he works for metals. Well, that's the square. The flathead's best for ashes, especially. I feel you on that. It gives you the cleanest scraping or cleanup. I mean, because you can get all the corners best, especially if you're dealing with a square pit or even not. It's flat, so you can scrape across the bottom a whole lot better than you can with a spade. Spade's meant for digging. Flathead's more meant for scraping and cleaning, in my opinion. Yeah, the shower is going to be cool too, but I can't wait to see the shovel. Just hold it in my hands because that thing's going to be sick. I'm so stoked. 3D, I gotta ask you. The other night you were on, or the other night, was it night or morning? Anyways, you were on one of the metal talks. I was there with you, and you were gonna do a givey if somebody came up with the answer to your theme, and so to the giveaway. But I sat and I even went back after the stream and watched the video, and I didn't see anywhere where you said the theme of it was. Now I could have just missed it, but I listened to the front and back. I listened to it twice, and I couldn't find out what you were talking about. I know, dude. I got to get to 500. I'm doing a huge bash when I get to 500. I'm giving away a humble stacker bar, a 500 sub bar, that FG board. I think I see a piece of gold in the corner over here. I'm giving away a prize too. I'm giving away a 1 ounce pour Germania bar. When you were doing the giveaways, because I watched the video where you showed off everything that you were doing, and that didn't have anything in it. And I was there during the live. I won something from you. I just don't remember you saying what the cause was. Now, I could have come in after that, but I just don't remember. Can you tell me what it was so it jog my memory some? Oh, you're giving away the coin ping tester? That's awesome. I still don't have one of the good ones. I have one that I got off of Amazon for $3, but I don't have one of the ones from one of the big ones, one of the good ones. Dude, I know you won two. Didn't you win 2 weeks or 2 months in a row with? I was on the stream. Didn't you just win a bag? You won 3 bags that day from him. That was your theme. You just like making people smile to the giveaway. It looks like gold and silver up in there. Nice. It's super cool, man. Free pay dirt is awesome. Who can complain about free gold? That's what it looks like, right? Looks like a big piece of silver. Miles and miles of smiles was the theme. Okay, I'm sorry I missed you saying that a second ago. Now I know why you said it. Yeah, it looks like silver. See if I can get some of them black sands out of there. Without getting the gold to move too much. Oh yeah, that helped out quite a bit actually. It does look like a big piece of silver. But we're gonna snuff for it all at the same time. And that was A good snuffering, actually. Probably my best one yet. With that snuffer bottle, I hate that snuffer bottle. Well, AAA, let's talk about flexing. This is the worst snuffer bottle known to man. In my opinion, it's too long. You can't get a good squeeze on it. You can't get enough mass out of it to get a good suction on it. This, the Gold Guzzler, this is the best snuffer bottle. Everybody has one of these or something designed like this one. The best. Don't dummy. It's actually working out pretty good. We got quite a bit in that first classification, some big honkers in there, and we've gotten some gold in every pan I've gotten so far. Are way different than the ones I just showed. Ah, you're good, V. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening in. We're finding some shiny, baby. Yes, I have the sluice, and their snuffer bottle sucks. Good job, bro. Good job. That's awesome. Yeah, dude, good score on those 50-cent pieces. That was baller status. Good job, man. That was a deal. I would swoop that up all day long. All day. If that was me, I'd have bought it up. No problem, man. Like I said, I would have bought that up myself. So that was a huge score on your end. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna invest the money, Gary, that's probably one of the best ways to go. But even just a cleanup sluice would be badass, anyways. The reason you would go with flower gold is if you had a bunch of smaller gold. I mean, the flower gold wizard's cleanup sluice is designed for flower gold. So you got to think about both ways if you're going to do it. Now, what I would do is I would buy the flower gold sluice and then make my own other sluice. That way you're not spending money out the wazoo. You're still getting the flower gold one, which is designed a certain way with all of its 3D pieces, and then go ahead and make your own. Okay, so is that what you're talking about going and getting? Is just grabbing some dirt, grabbing a flower gold sluice, and going to town? If that's the case, then fucking A, man, do it. I mean, I don't know why you haven't yet at this point. think I keep calling you Goomba, but don't you go by something Trapper something? Trapper John? Trapper Gary? What did that guy call you the other day? Mr. Trapper. And I get it, dude. You've got a lot of trapping stuff. I've watched some of your videos, seen some of your stuff. But really listening to you talk about how the carcasses are treated before the skinning process was pretty crazy. Well, my Rod, what's going on, man? Alan, thanks for coming in, man. I'll see you later, bro. I'm doing good, man. Finding some shiny. We found some shiny in every pan so far. Moving on to the next one. Seeing what we got. This is like the fourth pan of the smaller stuff. So I'm taking smaller scoops now. And it's made it tremendously easier to pan. Yeah, dude, that's a lot. My buddy used to go out with the hounds when he was growing up. Go out with the hounds and his dad. And they would shoot coons and hunt them that way. They wouldn't trap them, they would shoot them. I don't know if you would use this as a survivor skill, but it's definitely a skill and a trade that is probably dying faster than it should. Vegas, take it easy, bro. Thanks for stopping by again. I appreciate you, man. All right, I think that's about as far as I want to go before I pan her back. Let's see what she gives us. AAA, do you pan any of the dirts you get, or do you just stockpile them? Not AAA Rockhound. Alaskan Assassin. Yeah, not you, AJ. Man. He hoards it. Sounds like it. If he's got shelves on one side full and other shelves that are just as full. We got some shiny in this pan too, gentlemen. And April, if you're still here. This one will be easy to separate from the black sands as well, like the last run. There we go. Nice. So you're more of a collector then at this point than anything, even though, I mean, you know what you're doing and everything, I'm sure. I mean, you've been in the game for a long time. But you just collect them at this point and don't pan them to some of the earlier ones and find more unique bags to add to your collection, is what I'm reading there. So we did snuffer up some black sands, but I'll be honest with you, separating it from that much is better than separating it from a whole bunch like I was doing before. Your Liberty Washington paydirt? Yeah, that's cool. Ew. Nice, man. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I plan on getting the black sands out when I do a dump on that one. The other one's got nothing but pickers in it. I'm going to clean it, and then what I'll do is I'll do a snuffer dump, separate it more, snuffer it up, check it one more time, see if I got enough of it out, and then repeat process until All the black sands are out. And I'm sure I might have missed a small piece or two. I don't doubt that, but for the most part, I've got most of what I thought I would get. Yeah. Don't necessarily know what to say about that, honestly. It's Felix. Unfortunately, he's got a stigma at this point. He's going to have to work so hard under that name to try to fix things. Honestly, if he was going to take another crack at it, he should try to open up a different name. Try a different name. And you got to change the way you market. You got to change everything, because if you keep it all the same and just change your name, you'll be like a mammoth again, or a golden paydirt. Quite a bit in this one too, you guys. I'll tell you. I think T.O. hooked this one up. I don't have any complaints so far. This has been quite the bag of dirt. And this one's going to be a pretty successful cleanup. It had a bigger piece of gold on the end, and I used that pretty much as a stopping point. That gold just sitting there by itself. Nice. Done. Easy pickings on that one. Alright. I bet you are, man. How do you do at those shows, AJ? Night 3D. Well, that's not bad. Was that a 2 day thing or a 3 day? Or like over the course of every weekend of the month or what? Weekend. And we got some shiny in this one too, so. It looks like a piece of glass. I don't know. It's too shimmery to be glass. Let me drop that in the old sniffer bottle. All right. Sweet. Could be silver. We're not looking for silver now, are we? It's a great find, don't get me wrong. But I didn't ask for a silver paydirt back. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Talking gold, baby. Bring me that shiny. I love silver. I don't just like silver. I love silver. I carry around 2 silver pocket pieces with me. I carry around silver in my wallet. I always have silver on me at all times. If I go to work without my silver, I feel naked all day long, like I left my wallet at home or something. That's how much I love silver. But to refrain or to go back to my previous statement, I should put that on a t-shirt. And then on the back side, put stack what you can where you can. But to go to my previous statement, I didn't ask for a silver paydirt bag. I asked for a gold one, and that's what I'm finding. So I'm finding gold. But silver's a nice find, like I said. So it probably was silver. I dropped it in the snuffer bottle that has all the black sands in it. You have an ounce of silver in your cup of coffee all day? Or in the morning? That's nice. Oh, so you put an ounce of silver in the bottom of your coffee cup, is what you're saying, right, Gary? It's not far off. Back in the day, they used to put ounces of silver. That's cool. They used to put ounces of silver in water, in pitchers of water, because of the antibacterial um, properties it has. I never thought about putting an ounce of silver in my coffee, though. That's something to think about. I wonder if, because it's metal, I wonder if like there'd be any leaching, like a silver nitrate or something that you would get from the coffee chemicals leaching onto the metal. This is T.O.'s bag. This is a T.O. paydirt. When I get super sick, I got the cloth bag with it too, with the bull balls and the toe on it. Coffee is a bean? No way. I literally had no idea. I thought coffee was like a stone that people ground up, and all of a sudden you just got, jittery from it when you drink the stone water. Got a pretty good piece of gold in there, right there. You see that right there? The more you know. Here's your sign. That's funny. I grew up with the more you know commercials. Sorry guys, just getting this black sand out of the way. It's a little more challenging than the last pan. All right, that wasn't bad. Use a magnet. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to get much out of that. I'll run a magnet in a minute, but my kitchen window is open and I'm listening to my neighbor's dog whine and then cry. Am I sure it's not fool's gold? I'd be a fool to think it was gold. It's pretty easy to tell the difference between fool's gold and gold. Honestly, if you've seen gold and you've seen fool's gold, you'll always be able to tell the difference. But without knowing the difference, I could see how somebody could mistake fool's gold for gold. That's why it's called fool's gold. Yeah, and honestly, when you've seen the two of them next to each other, it doesn't really even look like gold. But you already know that, AAA. But for somebody who doesn't know the difference, they could clearly. And put my neon magnet under it. When I poured it back out, it was much black sand. Got it. Oh, I get it. So put this. Okay. So before you dump it, you put the magnet on the bottom of it, and it held most of the heavies or all the magnetics. Did it hold any gold back? I'm sure it did. I mean, it always holds a little bit of gold back. But I guess crystalline gold is bigger and it's got a whole lot more edges, so I'm sure it dropped out. But do you have any flour gold stuck in the black sands at all? Okay, I don't know if you guys see that or not. You see that big shiny thing in the corner there? A rock? Yes, that was a rock. See what had happened was I painted a whole bunch of small little stones with gold paint before I started this. So we're gonna have quite the golden smile on this one. I got a pretty decent size there. I got a couple of good chunkers right there. And this is all just a ruse. You see those guys with those shorts that go viral with the painted rock, and it shows them on digging it. And next thing you know, they've got like a bowling ball size hunk of fucking gold in their hands. Oh, that works then. For me, nothing ever works out that smooth. But you are the legend, so. Sonoda, are you still here? Jay Sonoda? Night, Gary. Oh, wait. Oh, my rod. You taking off on my rod? Have a good night, bro. Muscle Shell, welcome in. Have a good night, bro. Thanks for coming by. So that's not a bad bit of gold right there. Pretty nice. Pretty good size flakes. They snuffered up pretty nice too. Just a regular old me. I feel you, brother. How you doing tonight, Muscle Shell? You still here? See what we got in this one here. We might have some smaller gold. Yeah, we do have something up there. Just a couple of smaller pieces there. I'm just going to snuffer them up really quick because they're kind of away from the black sands anyways. And there's only two of them. So they're done. Next pan. That one was quick. Not much love with that pan, but for the bag so far, definitely no complaints. Tio, thank you very much. You hooked it up. Come on, shiny. Show me some shiny. Let's see that yellow. Come on, baby. And I see some gold. Of course I see gold. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm just so glad that I'm gonna at least hit the minimum. I'll probably be a little over from what I think. I'm assuming at this point from what I've gotten. Now it always looks like more before it hits the scale, so we'll see. But looks like I'm probably gonna be over on this bag. And we are getting low on dirt, guys. We're probably this is probably the second to last pan right here. Ellensburg. Oh, it's gonna be warm over there. All right. Let's see where we're at on the second to last pan. Come on, boys. Let's get that shiny. So not doing bad on this pan either. Actually, I think we got more gold in this pan than we did in the last one. We're gonna think that there. Looks like a hunk of silver. Hey, AAA, you and Mrs. AAA ever make it down to the lower 48? No, I misjudged it. We got one more pan after this. This pan's going to go pretty quick. This material's moving pretty fast. Yeah? Where were you stationed? That sucked. The weather was too much. Yeah, dude. The humidity, right? Your wife has a no peeing in the backyard etiquette or rule. What up, Woodsy? I didn't see you sneak in, brother. What's up, OC? Appreciate everybody coming by, hanging out, watching me find some shiny. I mean, who doesn't like finding gold and dirt? I mean, if I could afford to, I'd be doing it every night. I feel like I lost gold. I want to pan this back again after I'm done with this, just to make sure. did. Thought there was another piece in there. Goomba. Goomba's still here? Yeah, you are. Goomba, I just picked up a pretty cool piece. Won that over on Whatnot. MS64. All right, this is the last pan. Let's go ahead and rinse her out. Make sure there's nothing in there that we trapped around that we didn't get. It depends on the type of person you are. I sell on Whatnot, Goomba. I think we all wish we had an MK19, don't we? Honestly. Be tearing some shit up with an MK19. Last pan. We're definitely going to find some gold and some silver in this, I have a feeling. We did find some silver already, though. Quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit, but we definitely found some. Actually, some nice flakes in this pan. Definitely cannot complain. This was an awesome bag of dirt. All right, let's get her snuffered up. Then we'll have to do a cleanup on one snuffer bottle, and I think we'll be all right to weigh at that point. Or to dry and then weigh. You all know what I mean. Nah, man, I weigh my gold wet. I always get way more than I'm supposed to. Who's Jay? Who's going? Who's leaving? Oh. Sorry, you guys. You have to give me a second. Always weigh it dry. It was a joke, dude. Oh, Sonoda left. Good night, Sonoda. There, I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. This little man had to stand up and walk around for a second. Been in the same position for a couple hours now. Ugh. You made a sticker spot on your sluice for who? Well, that's awesome. I don't know if I enjoy being called a fool, but I think that's awesome that you did that. That's cool. Thanks, brother. All right, so snuffer dump done for the sluice fox snuffer, which is the one that I got to clean all that stuff up. So it's really not a whole lot of black sands in there. And that's a decent amount of gold. A lot of more smaller gold than I thought I would have in there. But that's not bad. Term of endearment. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I guess it depends on who it's coming from if you consider it a term of endearment. Okay. We'll get a piece of gold running away here, so I'm gonna snatch it up really quick while it's by itself. Nice, thanks, brother. I appreciate you. There's so much flour gold in here. I gotta go so slow. All right, come on. So, how's that for a golden smile? Can you guys see that? Starting here, like a shooting star to the trail. But now, ultimately, what I'm going to do is I'm going to snuffer all of that up with the bigger one. And then dry it all out, do a weigh in, plus whatever little black sands I might have in here. But I did get a lot of them moved out. I need a bunch of flour gold I gotta grab still. And I probably still have flour gold in here, which I'm gonna have to work on getting. Just every time I see it, it moves. There's a piece right there. Alright, so I am comfortable with what I have recovered at this point to consider a weigh-in based off of what I've got, because that wasn't a bad take. So let's do a big snuffer dump. Okay, you guys. There we are. Now I know there's a couple of pieces of silver in there, so after I dry everything out, I'll get the silver separated. And we'll see what we got. I know. I think I did all right on that one cleanup. I think that was pretty good. I took a lot of the black sands out of it, and I can see this piece of silver right there. A couple of pieces of silver I see. But some decent pieces of gold in there. Definitely a score. But give me 1 second. And we're going to start drying this right now. Find out where we're at. So Gary, I don't dry it with a torch and a metal tin or anything. I use a space heater. Takes care of it in about 3 or 4 minutes. It gives me the opportunity to bullshit with you guys for a little bit too before we end stream. So I hope you're okay with that. I don't have to have that overlight on anymore, so I'm killing the light. Oh, you're good, brother. Thank you. So, got the old scale out. Find out what this thing weighs here in a couple minutes. I do have a jar with silver in it already that I got from D3. So I'll be adding the 2 pieces of silver that I found in there in that. And we got a fresh, clean vial for T.O.'s dirt. Now let's get these pans out of the way. Sorry, I had to pull out a pay dirt that I had drying. Let me get this stuff out of the way real quick. Almost dry, boys. Almost dry. We can find out how much shiny we got. But yeah, not bad. That was a pretty decent bag. Fun to pan. Then again, I haven't panned in a few weeks, so I was really jonesing. It was going to be fun to pan anything. But I'm glad T.O. put that bag together for me. I'm glad I reached out to him for it. There are other bags that I do want to try in the community. I want to try an Autism Mary bag. I'd like to get a bag from Lord Shadow if he ever supplies anytime. I definitely want to get a bag from G-Man Paydirt and support the locals, and then start branching out. Get out to some ones that I definitely don't have normal exposure to. Go ahead and fix that so you can. There we go. Boom, boom. Gold and silver vials ready to go. Everybody still here? We all sleeping? You guys fall out on me? Well, AAA, it's only like what, 10 something for you? Sorting pennies, nice. Right on, Woodsy. Bro, I'm glad you came in. Gary, I'm glad you guys are all still here. Well, Gary, you were doing some emails. I knew you were going to be AFK for a minute. Thank you all. Appreciate all of you. 7 people hanging out with the old stacker. You all rock. So let's talk whatnot. It depends on what you're buying. And if you buy on an auction and you get it for spot or less, that can't be bad for you. So just, you got to know your limits, Gary, if you ever go. And what you've got to do is there's a spot for custom bid. You put in the maximum amount you're willing to bid on something. And if it goes past it and you swipe again, that's on you. But the custom bid is the best way to make it so you don't get caught bidding when other people are bidding. That is the biggest and fastest way to get in trouble on whatnot. Is you're bidding for something and then 10 other people bid for it at the same time. And by the time your bid goes through, it jumped from 40 to 200. That's when whatnot gets bad. Other than that, if you put in the custom bid or you know what you're bidding on, like I run a game that's on a randomizer and I've got chasers out there with like 50 spots, you'll have 5 big hits, right? The other 45 are floors. And if you go into it knowing that, then you're going to be fine. So I know that you have been with Tres Amigos doing races and stuff like that, right? So it's exactly like a race. Okay. The difference is you get a floor for every bid you make. So if you bid 10, let's say the races are $10 a piece instead of 6. Okay. So if you did 3 races and you lost, then there's nothing you win. You get nothing for it. In my game or in most other games on whatnot, on a setup like that, you're getting a floor, whether it be a silver dime or a 1 gram piece of silver or something of that sort. So you're always getting some sort of floor. And if you put in custom bid and you're willing to bid up to $45 on a 2014 MS70 Panda, then you're willing to bid that much. Yes, that is a lot different than, I mean, you get an assortment, and don't get me wrong, all of the races that I've ever been on when it comes to any of the three Amigos, I get a good piece of silver. So I'm walking away with something quality. Don't get me wrong. It's just nice to know exactly what you're buying. And so for me, in my game, like for instance, last night, Gary, somebody walked out because my game was $10 a pack. I had 75 out there and 5 chasers, right? So 1 in 15 shot. I had somebody come into my stream, first time buyer, first time they ever swiped their card on my thing. They won a 2014 MS70 Panda. That's the kind of prizes I have in my game, and others too. So it really depends on what you're doing, what you're bidding on, and how you're playing. I think Woodsy, if I'm not mistaken, Woodsy, you're here, right? If I'm not mistaken, Woodsy's got some whatnot wins, and other people throughout the community have whatnot wins. So I mean, it's worth it if you're doing it the right way. For me, one night I was on a guy's wheel, and the spots were bidding, starting at $1 a piece. I get it. I get it. But, dude, the next spin she got, I made a mistake, and the whole chat, there was 15 people in there. The whole chat could have jumped on it, but they didn't. The packs were going for $10. I made a mistake. I set it for $1 and go. She swiped, hit $1, walked out with a Krugerrand, a 2023 Krugerrand. She got 2 fat ass pieces of silver for $11, something like that. I was on a wheel over there. buck in and go on the spots. He had, I don't know how many spots he had, but there was 20 big spots, and I got 5 of them, and I spent $70. I got 5 of them out of 20, so I got 25% of the field. It was the last man standing, and I got this. $5-ounce round for $70. So it really just depends on what you're willing to put in and what you're chasing. For me, that was a numbers game, right? I was able to get 5 of the big spots for $70, and I got floors for all the stuff that I didn't win. I bid 12 times. Some spots I paid $3 and $4 for. The most I paid for was $9 on 2 spots, $9 each, equaling up to the $70 for 12 spots. And honestly, that was a score. That's a $110 win right there. I forgot it was last man standing and there was 2 people left, me and somebody else. And they spun it and the other person got chosen. And I was like, fuck. And he's like, TH Stacker, you won. And I was like, yeah. It was pretty badass, man. I was pretty pumped. Pretty pumped. But you get scores like that. You know, I got this ancient Roman bronze from the 3rd to 5th century. I got this on a wheel. I paid $3 for it. That is way worth more than $3. Now, ancient coins, I'm really not interested in. So that's going to be a gift to somebody. All right, we got dry gold and silver, you guys. Dry gold and silver. I'll turn this light back on. I'll separate the 2 pieces of silver from the gold. We'll get a weigh-in going, and we'll find out where we're at. Break out the old skeezers here. That almost looks like it has gold on it. Like it's silver and gold. But I think it's just silver. All right. So let's separate the silver. Now that's what we got for gold. Yep, a toe and a nut sack. Mm. Scale doesn't work over on that spot on the table. For some reason, there's something that it was warped on. So we're going to weigh it over here. I'll tell you what it is, though. Put the silver in the pan. We got the boat on there. We're tearing her out. So we're at zeros. Okay, so this was a half-gram guaranteed bag. This is how much gold is in there. There is a little bit of black sands in there. I'm not worried about that. It's really not a whole lot. It looks like more than it really is. But for the amount of chunky gold that's in there, I got 0.832 out of a half-gram bag. So I know no matter how many black sands are in there, there is no way it is 0.33. No, brother, 0.836. It just finalized, 0.836. Yeah, not too shabby at all on a half-gram guaranteed bag. And we got some couple of decent pieces of silver out of it too. This is the silver. Two decent pieces of silver out of the deal. Those are going to go in the silver vial right now, actually. Oh, Woodsy, we are at 0.83. It's bouncing around because it's windy in here. 0.834, 0.836, right in there. So that was not a bad take at all, you guys. At all. And as you saw when I was first pulling it out, a lot of the gold was pickers that I was just able to pull right out of the pan. Like, that piece. That's a nice piece of crystalline gold. I mean, look at how shiny that baby is. Right? And here's another one. Now look at the difference in the size on those two. But still, decent pieces. Those are both pickers. I pulled them right out of the pan with my fingers. So nice score. Nice score. Totally happy with that. T.O., you rock. So not a bad little vial of gold to start that one off. It turned out pretty good. Really happy with that. Very happy. Total score. Great bag to buy. Now, of course, there's never any guarantee you're going to get over whatever it is. You're always going to get the guaranteed minimum for sure. It just looks like I might have gotten lucky, or I was able to recover more flour gold than others, or whatever the case. There was quite a bit of flour gold in there, though. And I know I probably missed some flour gold as well, because I'm not the best panner when it comes down to it. But for what I was able to recover on the first go round, getting 0.836 or 0.834 or whatever it turned out to be, 0.83 is great. Night, Gary. Thanks for coming in, buddy. So yeah, that was a score no matter what. That was definitely a good bag. I'm glad I picked it up. I'm glad I was able to scratch that itch, man, because I needed a Falcon finishing pans are awesome. Yes. I need to look into that, but I'll be honest with you, AAA, that's my favorite pan. I don't know why. It's simple. It's nothing special. It's just a double ridge, but that's just my favorite pan for some reason. I've got Sluice Fox pans, and it has small ridges and big ridges. Now, I'm down with the big ridges because it helps move a lot of material fast. But the smaller ridges is what really gets me, man, because they're spiraled. They go big to small, and it just throws me off aesthetically while I'm doing it. It's something mentally that I can't get past. Well, I mean that sounds like an excellent pan for that then, because black sands are a bitch, and everybody knows that. But ultimately, I think I battled them okay tonight. I think I won the battle more than I lost in most cases. So I think I didn't do too bad. I don't mind black pants, but for some reason the army greens always worked best for me. It just works for my eye best. It's easier for me to identify where there's gold. For me, it was the easiest to season as well. I mean, that pen I've had for a long time, and it works. And this one doesn't have the big ridges, so classifying is that much more important when you're using it. All right, you guys, I'm gonna hit the hay. I gotta work tomorrow. I gotta work super early. Yeah, I would buy a super sluice, but ultimately, if I want to use a big ridge, I just use the ones that I have already. I'm fine using those ones. I don't mind. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you, Alaskan. You have a great night, man. Sweet. How much did that haul cost you, Woodsy? For all of it? Okay, I will. All silver, right? Dude, I got this the other night. I was just telling Goomba about it. I got this for 70. 5 ouncer. Well, I picked it up a couple weeks ago. So I got that. This got delivered yesterday. MS64 23 or a 22 Liberty or a piece. I got a bunch of other silver. I'm not going to bother breaking it out right now. Oh, I got this. I got a Morgan as well. That came. An MS70 Panda that I had in my Whatnot show last night. And it sold already. But I made more than my money off of that thing. That's a good deal. What are you on the same site, Woodsy? For all that stuff? Well, hey, dude, if you don't mind, because you're getting killer deals, and I like jumping on deals like that too. Um, if you don't mind sharing, let me know where you're picking those deals, those kinds of deals up at, because I know they're out there to be had. But if you don't mind sending me those links, man, I will definitely jump in those rooms. And we should pop together on Whatnot. That way, if we follow each other, that way when I see a gold gibby, like a guy was giving out 1 gram gold bars the other day in the gibby, I'll message you to jump in on that. No, I feel you, man. But if we're friends on whatnot and we can share with each other when we're in a room that's hitting really hard. I mean, the guy was giving away 1 gram gold bars to the gibbies. Woodsy Down Under. Cool. I'm TH Stacker on there. Instead of the humble stacker here, I'm just TH Stacker there. But I'm going to call it a night, you guys. I will see you all later online in the chats. You know how we do it. I'll see you all later. You guys all have a great night. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, you guys, I'm going to cut. Have a good night. You have a good night too, AAA. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for hanging out. All right, you guys. Later.